Hi, I'm Colin here with Fast Expand and Game Social. Joining me is Leon from Infused. Leon, would you just give us a brief overview of who you are, what you do, and Infused in general?
Yeah, I'm Leon. I'm the SE2 manager for Infused right now. I've been involved in pro gaming ever since I was like 14 in FPS, then switched over to SE2 when beta came out. During the beta, I was like one of the top diamond players when it first came out. One of the first streams on TL, things like that. Been involved in the UK from the first I-Series with SE2 and stuff. Been a caster for the last 2-3 years. Basically just general analyze. I just love StarCraft, so I'm always involved in talking about high-level discussions, when I'm casting and stuff like that. So yeah, in Infused, we've got a pretty good following here at I-Series with our SE2 players, so it's pretty sweet at the moment.
Yeah, obviously the tournament's going absolutely great for your guys. I mean, you've still got 3 players in, of course, James Kings, Caldi, and Lau, of course, yeah. And obviously all 3 of them doing very well. The brackets are extremely tough. I mean, did you have, obviously as a manager, did you have to kind of pep talk these guys? Because there's a lot of tough competition this year.
Yeah, at the beginning of every LAN, I kind of sit down with the players. I normally have like a meeting beforehand. And I kind of just said to them, you may lose a game that you shouldn't lose, but it'll happen. If it does, just get over it, kind of thing, and concentrate on the next game. There's some ridiculously good players here. Sting, 4GG, Crank, Rhett, TLO. It's stupidly stacked. So I told them they're all in the groups now. So I just said to them, as long as they have good games, give a good account of themselves, and learn from the experience. Because these guys, some of them are really good, got really good potential. Just need some more experience, and this would be absolutely fantastic for them.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, the ESET tournament obviously has been running 2 years now. Yeah. Massive prize pool this year of £10,000, which has obviously attracted a ton of talent, as you mentioned. I mean, is that why Infused are here again? The massive prize pool, and obviously StarCraft 2 being your kind of favourite game at the moment?
Partly. I think Infused will always be at the I-Series because we have a big UK following in general. And yeah, I mean, the ESET thing's great. I mean, the money in it is absolutely brilliant. Like you said, it's brought over some big names because of it. And it's only good for the UK scene. I mean, we're getting a lot of fans coming out just to see these kind of players. And they're doing a terrific job. In terms of Infused side, yeah, we're going to be attending pretty much all the SE2 events here in the UK, but also in Europe as well with DreamHack Summer coming up. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, another massive event, obviously DreamHack and Infused representing there as well. You talked a lot about StarCraft, but what else are kind of Infused involved in at the moment?
Yeah, we have a fair few teams at the moment. We have a Shootmania team here, and we have a League of Legends team, which won the last I-Series, I believe. I'm not the biggest League of Legends fan, so I don't want to kind of definitely say that for sure, then have all the nerds online be like, he's wrong. But yeah, we have League of Legends and Shootmania here with us today. We have a couple of other teams. We're undergoing a lot of roster changes in SE2 as well. We've just recently picked up some new players, and we'll be picking up some new ones as well. So yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's like every org, it's always changing, so it's exciting times.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned a new signing there, of course, being Caldi, and a massive Icelandic GM player. I mean, how's he fitting in here in the UK?
Yeah, he's absolutely loving it. He's doing really well. He's only played in one other SE2 LAN recently, and that was in Iceland, and that was like their WCS equivalent, like their nationals, which he won. And so he just needs more experience, in a more competitive environment, and he's getting that this weekend, and he's absolutely thriving on it. He's such a determined guy, so it's a really good pickup for us, and we're really excited to work with him for the next so ever long he stays, really.
Definitely, and obviously I hope for Infused that he does stay, as he is a massive signing. Yeah. Very, very talented player. I haven't actually managed to catch any of his games yet, unfortunately, but how's he been doing overall?
He's been doing really well. Some of the games he's played against were against players that he should have beaten anyway, but they're the kind of the games that sometimes they can throw curveballs, but he showed great professionalism in every game, and kind of won them out convincingly. There was only one game where I think it was against Highgain, where it was a little bit ropey because Highgain played very well. To his credit, he actually played fantastically, microed like an absolute genius, but kind of got Caldi a little bit nervous, but he came through in the end. So yeah, he's been playing pretty well, but he plays this afternoon at 4 o'clock, so which is about 3 hours from now, against a pretty hard group, so we'll soon find out how well he's going to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, in this tournament there are no easy groups. And speaking of the tournament, of course, I-Series in general, how are you finding this year? Because it's much bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, the last one I was at was I-45, so I've missed like 2 in between now, and yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I love the whole. You've got the casual gamers in the BYOC area, and then you also have like the professional side, which is in the ESET. So I think that's been needed for a while now, because although one of the reasons I love I-Series is the fact that casual gamers can interact with pro gamers a lot easier than, say, the MLG or a DreamHack or something. But I do believe that it's also very good now that there's an area for professional players to go and practice. You know, like players like Sting, Crank, 4GG, where they can sit down for a day and practice themselves, talk with other pros without being bombarded by fans and stuff. And yeah, it's good for them, and I think they're making good steps. I think there's always things you can tweak and make it better. I think there's loads of problems with seedings again, like every year at I-Series. There's a problem with seedings and brackets and stuff, but if they were to tweak them out and get them right, then it'd probably be one that up there with, it could be up there with like the likes of DreamHack and things like that in the future. But for now, it's doing all right.
Yeah, definitely getting bigger and better, obviously, every single year. Well, we've talked about past, talked about present, so obviously we now need to talk about the future. Where are Infused aiming to go? Because obviously you're signing players all the time, you're collecting new teams as well to represent you in different games. Is there any sort of sneak peeks that you can give us?
Well, at this moment, we've just secured a good deal with AOC as a sponsor, and that will see us helping to push into Europe more, into DreamHacks, into maybe IEMs and things like that into the future. So other teams, we're looking at maybe more of a European team somewhere, maybe a MOBA Dota team or something like that, in possibly based in Sweden, something like that. Spoiler alert, but yes, something like that would appeal to us, and so we can go to DreamHacks easier, IEMs, things like that would be cool. And for SE2, maybe 1 or 2 more European pickups down the line, but can't really say names right now.
Lovely. Well, obviously you're signing players at the SE2 side. Caldi, amazing signing, as was mentioned before. Well, obviously Infused are getting bigger and better every single year. Picking up a sponsor like AOC is absolutely massive. Talking of sponsors, would you like to give a shout out to obviously all your Infused sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to our sponsors, of course. Like I said before, AOC, TT Sports, Inwin, Club 3D, Aid Data, Esports Clothing, eTechnics. We have so many sponsors. They're all great. So thank you to all of them. They've been absolutely brilliant in let me do what we do, and you guys, of course. Thank you to you guys for interviewing me, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Any sort of last thoughts or anything about obviously the tournament itself, or? Like if I was just going to talk about the SE2 side of the tournament, I'm really excited to watch Rhett play when he gets here. I haven't seen him yet, but he's an absolute phenomenal player. I'm a big fan of his. He's the kind of player that I really like to watch, because some days he can be absolutely amazing, Code standard, and then some days he can be really terrible. It kind of reminds me of me. Like on my days sometimes in different games, when you're in the zone you can play brilliantly, but when you're not playing so well, everything go bad. And he's a kind of exciting player to watch, because you don't know what you're going to get out of him. And like if he's watching this, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, he's an absolutely brilliant player, but I see myself in him a lot, in terms of if I was to pin myself as a pro player, it would probably be Rhett. So I'm really interested to see him play. Definitely, and obviously the sheer amount of talent here, Rhett, TLO, the Koreans that have come over, Johnny, Rico, everyone is a scary player, and obviously you just want to watch them play and watch them play their best. I think that's us about done, to be honest, Leon, so thank you very much for your time. I appreciate that very much.